Hello, everybody, and welcome to the second official podcast from the NPC Entertainment. This one will be a baseball one, so it's going to be a little bit different. Hopefully, it's a little bit better than the last one. It was pretty horrible. I'm currently booty butt-ass naked. With me today, I have two beautiful men. I have a Philly fanatic sports fan, Dom, with me. Dom, how are you doing
Yes,
today?
sir. What's good, guys?
And then I also have Tampa Bay legend, Jayden, with me. How are you doing, sir?
Just praying Tyler Glasnow doesn't tip his pitches in the playoffs anymore.
Or have another career-ending injury in another season.
That'd be nice too, but...
Yeah, so today we're basically, not too major news, or not too much major news has happened recently, so we're just gonna, I think, burn through pretty much every team, not spend too much time on teams like the Oakland Athletics.
You mean Athletics?
No, they made so many signings.
Yeah, you're right, contenders.
Also, you forgot Cody. Hate to say it.
Yeah, Cody's just vibing in here today. You know, he's being him.
He chilling.
Per usual.
Just enjoying my day, listening to some MLB talk because I'm the biggest MLB fan ever.
Yep, he knows everything about baseball. That's why he's not talking. But yeah. So that's pretty much what we're gonna do today. Saw there was a trade. Was it yesterday? Or was it 2 days ago? At this point, I just wanted to get into. Was it?
I think it was 2 days ago. Yeah.
Marlins and the Twins. I thought it was decent for both teams. I think it's kind of insane that Miami sent Lopez with prospects to get quite a mid-second baseman, but when you already have two second basemen in your lineup with Jazz Chisholm and Gene Segura, but that's just me. But on the Minnesota side of things, I think that deal was perfect. I think they need pitching very bad. That's all they needed last season, and I think they can easily go win that division now. But yeah, I guess we'll start with the NL East, though. We'll start with the Marlins, since that's where we were. They also signed Johnny Cueto. I don't personally see them making much of an improvement from last year. That's just me, though.
Yeah, I got to agree with you on that. They need hitting bad, but
yes.
Gene Segura is not really
not
that
a
good
hitter.
of a hitter. But they did make a good trade. They did get a good hitter. I like the trade, but
he's a good contact guy. Yeah.
Yeah, they did trade one of their better. He's not like that good of a pitcher, but he's one of their better pitchers. So.
And they do have a lot of pitching depth, though, so I get it. But it's not a move that's going to give them 95 wins. It's not a move that's going to shake up postseason brackets.
Listen,
I don't think it's anything too crazy.
Rome wasn't built in one day, right? Like, the Marlins, right now, honestly, They're coasting where I think they need to be. They're not going to win the NL East anytime soon, sadly. The NL East, just like its brother in the AL East, pretty stacked. The East is just a tough place to be in baseball, sadly for them. I think Atlanta and Philly are definitely going to be the key, the key people to watch out for. But don't forget about the Mets. Like, those three teams right there, kind of wild to think how, stacked the talent is in the East. So I think, honestly, it's not a horrible trade for them. They did have, a plethora of, starting pitching. I don't hate them dealing some to go get a bat. Because, if you watched them last year, it was kind of terrible.
All they have is Jazz Chisholm.
Their team leader in hits had 111. Batting .236 with 6 homers.
They're not good at all.
Not great. I don't hate it going out and getting a pure contact bat to try and get some people on base. I don't hate it.
Well, and they also traded Miguel Rose to the Dodgers, who was one of their... he's older, so I get it. It's not too big of a deal. He was one of their more consistent hitters. He didn't... I don't know. Just trading away veteran presence for a team, I don't think they expect to make the playoffs, so I guess it makes sense.
No, they shouldn't expect to make the playoffs in that division at all.
No, well, I guess we'll move to one of their counterparts, then we'll go to the Atlanta Braves, who they're building a very weird team. Not weird. They're building a team in a very weird way that I don't think I've seen before in at least a very long time, where they're absolutely cementing these young guys down and hoping that they don't fall off a cliff. Because if three of these guys, it happens all the time in baseball. You have a good year and then you're bad the rest of your career. If one of these guys on a 10-year deal don't turn out,
but that is True, but I mean, then you look at the number attached, and it's like 75 million over.
It's true. It's not too much.
Their GM has got to be one of the best GMs in baseball.
Bro,
It's hands down.
Acuna got
Yeah,
robbed
we're
of like
hands
$200
down.
million.
a year
Hands
for
down.
Strider for 6 years.
Like this
Yeah.
dude is
Not bad.
the fleece god when it comes to getting young talent secured.
They lost some kind of key pieces. I mean, Dansby he's not going to repeat what he did last year. Sorry to break it to you Cubs fans. I don't see that happening. That was the only good offensive year he's had in his entire career. I don't think he's bad. He's just painfully average, which is, I mean, for Cubs fans, I guess, better than Javi Baez. But, yeah, I mean, I don't think they improved too much. I don't think they got worse.
They get Sean Murphy. I didn't like the trade for them at all.
Yeah.
But,
That trade
They gave up
was,
a lot of young.
That trade
William
didn't make.
Contreras
I mean,
was pretty good. He's a lot younger.
Well, they gave up a lot of young talent, but the thing is, their whole team is young, so
yeah.
they can do that. Like
Yeah,
they
it's
don't
not
really
like-
have.
They
They're-
gave up their number 1 ranked prospect, their number 6 ranked prospect, and number 18th ranked prospect, and Contreras.
Yeah,
That's kind of a lot.
I mean-
for just Sean Murphy's a little older too. It's
older, but it still is an upgrade at the catcher position, which they don't really have many holes. I would say.
yeah.
I think the Braves can easily win this division. I mean, they're one of the 3 teams that can. I mean, we saw it the past couple of years. They're
They
just
came
always
back
in games.
and
They don't.
because the Mets are gonna Met, so they
Yeah,
came
especially
back.
that rotation can be extremely deadly. But yeah, like you were saying with the Mets are spending, in my opinion, way too much money on people.
Oh yeah,
Well, you know what?
Don't
When you-
deserve it.
When your owner has the money to spend it, why not?
Oh, go for it! Absolutely. I just. Retirement home is leading that rotation right now.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Damian
And then
and Scherzer. I mean, by October, their arms are going to be in a graveyard.
yeah, and then they signed Brandon Nimmo to an 8-year, $162,000 million. I mean,
Yeah, Nemo's solid, but to commit to him for 8 years is a little insane
yeah.
to me.
Especially he's been getting hurt too, if I'm not mistaken. He was
So,
hurt pretty.
re-signing Edwin Diaz is a big deal because he's needed. You need
Very
him.
needed, very needed.
But you're not gonna replace DeGrom with Verlander.
No.
You're just not.
You're not. But I mean, like, if Verlander even has like 75% of the year he had last year, I think the Mets aren't feeling too sour about losing DeGrom. Obviously, like, it sucks.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're both on the older side of 30. So
Yeah.
obviously
And if
Verlander more so. But I mean, look, he played last year. If he plays even slightly like that, I think the Mets are feeling fine.
That's true. And if you consider DeGrom's health history.
Yeah. I mean, like,
Injury history.
Verlander, like, look, this guy's won 2 World Series. He's really won 1, but
He's won 1 World Series.
but you know, he's won 2 in quotations. World Series. I mean, the guy is a known winner, and DeGrom sadly is a known loser. So,
But he's
yeah.
not. In October, Verlander's stats aren't good.
That is true. That is a good point. Dude has like one of the worst World Series records ever. It's kind of
Right,
funny.
and then going like that back to back with Scherzer, if I'm an L team and I get the Mets in the playoffs, I'm feeling good. You get 2 old ass men with dead arms in
That is
October.
true, but I mean, like, I'm really interested on how they're gonna like rest them this year. Do you think they go 6-man rotation to kind of counteract
I think
that?
you have to.
I think you have to. You really do.
They
You gotta have
just-
you gotta have a
Mets got
bullpen
'em.
day every 6th day at least. Something.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, also got Quintana.
Jose Quintana.
From the
yeah, decent move. It's a
He
good
was
it's a
pretty
good depth
decent.
rotation piece. Yeah, I mean you can't hate on it. Let's move to the team that's gonna win the NL East, the Washington Nationals.
Yep. Corey
That
Dickerson.
is absolute MVP,
Yeah,
Corey
really good.
Dickerson.
Listen,
Oh my god.
hey, say what you want about Corey Dickerson, 2017 Rays legend. Love the guy. He is the GOAT. There will be no more debate about that.
Okay, realistically though, in 3 years, look out for the Washington Nationals. I'm not
Yeah, they
joking.
did get
Yeah.
a lot.
They've
of
gotten
Yeah.
so many young
Soto.
capital players. Yeah, they've
Yeah.
got so much from Soto and Turner and Scherzer in the past few years. Like, and
Yeah.
not this year. but in a couple years, maybe they'll be back. But for the actual team that I think will still win the NL East, I think it's the Phillies, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Especially after adding Trey Turner, and then you just
Trey
move
Turner.
Scott to second.
Yeah.
That's such an upgrade over Segura. Like, if they can get something out of Kimbrel, that's a little scary because he's horrid. But if you can get something out of Kimbrel, and you can get the bullpen solid, not even good, solid. The Phillies can do damage.
The Phillies did also just trade for Gregory Soto. So
yeah, that's true. That's a big deal.
Gregory
That's
Soto
a
was
very
pretty
big
good
deal.
last year.
He was very good.
See,
so if he's anything like he was last year, that's a really good bullpen piece for us. So I mean, at the end of the season, he was kind of a little but
well, relievers are, in my opinion, I think relievers you can count on for a little bit more consistency stat wise. Starters is usually where you see a lot of dips and turns, like different seasons. Relievers, you usually get a pretty consistent in and out season with them. So I think Soto should be fine, unless the Phillies bullpen, like coaches and pitching coaches, are just that horrid. Which is a possibility.
Also, we got a pretty decent bullpen. So
yeah, well, okay.
It's not even, you also have team with one of the best 1-2 starters in the league. Also, so
for sure.
When they pitch on those nights, the bullpen won't really be needed that much anyway. Hopefully, so. They get a little bit more rest than usually some other teams. So.
And the offense should be producing more runs.
Especially if Castellanos comes back to what he was in the postseason last year.
If he comes back to if he can randomly become a Gold Glover again after not being able to field for the life of him.
What I like about Soto, I'm looking at his stats right here. I like that he didn't really give up that many home runs. Most of his runs, he was playing for the Detroit Tigers. What do you expect?
Yeah, let's
be honest. 22 earned runs, but only 2 of them are homers. You'd like to see that.
The Detroit Tigers, who had a handicap person playing shortstop for them last season. Yes, I'm talking about hobby bias. The most overrated fielder of all time.
Look, and he still had 30 saves last season.
He still did great.
Yeah. You gotta have, that's kind of impressive.
30 saves in an offense that doesn't give you many save opportunities.
That's very good. That's very good. It's like 3.2 ERA. 2-11, but win-loss record doesn't matter when your team is putrid dog shit. 49 hits. The good news is, you can't. It's down from 2019. 2020, it's up, but not. Again, he's on Detroit, so literally none of this matters. I think if Philly can, because the good thing about it is now that he's at Philly, they can kind of hide him. And he's gonna be. I think he's gonna be sneaky good. I think he's gonna be sneaky good.
Okay, Pierre. I'll do my quick rundown of my idea. We'll do a more in-depth prediction episode the closer we get to the season. But I'll just do my quick rundown, and you guys let me know what you think. I think Phillies are in around 100 wins. They win the division. I think Braves are second, 95-ish wins in the division. I think Mets get in by the skin of their teeth with like a high 80s, low 90s. And then I think the rest miss pretty far. Yeah. I think that's a pretty fair assessment.
Nationals probably worst team in the league next year.
I don't know.
I don't know about that.
I think their youth can pull through a decent amount of wins, maybe low 70s.
They only won, let's see, they won 50 games last year? That was with Juan Soto on one of the worst slumps I've ever seen a superstar have.
Oh, yeah.
People are going to cope and say, it's because they could pitch around. No, it wasn't. He looked just as putrid in fucking San Diego. I don't want to hear it.
Oh, Juan Soto looked horrible.
It's because they could pitch around him on
mid.
Washington. No.
We'll say he looked mid.
He looked mid. I think he looked.
He wasn't bad. He
didn't
look like
in
Juan
Washington,
Soto.
And then he looked slightly above putrid in San Diego. You can't use the cope they were pitching around him when he's playing with San Diego and their offensive talent. That just doesn't work anymore.
Well, he did play pretty good in the postseason also. So he kind of just he played a lot better when he got his San Diego, but he also kind of he wasn't what he was.
You know what? He gets an off year. He gets an off year every once in a while. You know what? Bro's already won a World Series. He's done more for the Nationals than
he's got his bag guaranteed.
One off year. You're glad if your superstar has only one off year. to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did pretty decent in the championship series versus the Phillies. So
Yeah, well, I think that about wraps up the East. We'll move to the NL Central. Kind of an interesting division, in my opinion. The Chicago Cubs did some things.
Interesting things, I must
They
say.
did some things, giving Cody Bellinger $18 million. A little wild, but if he does good, you can flip him at the deadline, get your money back, get prospects.
Yeah.
If he does bad, it's a 1-year deal, so it's not too big of a deal. The dance response in 7 years is kind of insane to me.
I think the problem with the Cubs front office is that they were looking for a franchise player after they traded one of the worst franchise players ever, Javi Baez. So I mean, like, I get it. The Cub faithful are probably going to be happy to have Dansby if he can. I think if he can hit about 250, 260, they're going to be happy about that deal.
He's okay. Yeah, he's not bad. He's okay. But I'm committing to him as your shortstop for 7 years is a little wild after he had his first good offensive season. If he can stick with that, obviously it's a great signing.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're still young. The rotation is not great.
I mean, like if he can just, 2020 doesn't count. I'm not even gonna look at 2020 stats. 248, 2021, 251 and 19. If he can just stay around there, I think he'll be looking good. Maybe if he can get that. If he, almost 800 OPS.
Play a little bit below what you did last year, and I think it's a solid signing.
Yeah,
you don't have to repeat what you did last season.
No,
he was a near
not
MVP candidate last season.
Yeah, not at all. I think if he can just hit about 250, 255 mark, I think Cubs fans are going to be happy about that signing.
All right. Next, we have the team that needs to sell the Cincinnati Reds. For the love of God, sell this fucking team. Sell this fucking team. It is absolutely embarrassing what you're doing to this city.
I'm so glad that Cincinnati has the Bengals, because otherwise, what do you have there? Mid-Chili?
They would be having Ferguson riots in the street right now, but because of sports. Sell this fucking team. It's absolutely pathetic that it hasn't happened yet, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Next, we have the Brewers, who are a little weird also. The NL Central is so bizarre to me. The Milwaukee Brewers, very weird. Will Contreras, mid. Renfroe,
I disagree on
mid. The Brewers annoy me. Why don't you go for a bat? You have a hitter stadium. Go for a bat. Fuck.
Who do they Jesse Winker. He's not the worst bat.
You're right. They did get Winker. I can't wait to see him in Miller Park. I think that will actually be fantastic.
He had a pretty decent season. Well, he had a pretty decent season last year, but it wasn't. Last year
was a little bit of a down year compared to what he's done in the past.
Yeah.
But I think Seattle is a pitcher's ballpark. It's insane.
It was a brand new team. He was really good before Cincinnati, and it was a new team, so he had to learn how to play in a new park and everything. And then just after 1 year, he was like, "Fuck that, I'm gone."
Now,
can't play with him.
Here's my question: how much of an upgrade defensively was Sean Murphy over William Contreras? Because offensively, William was better last year.
I think Sean Murphy's a pretty.
I'm gonna have to look into that.
Yeah, Sean Murphy's pretty decent.
I think defensively he's a pretty. But the Brewers didn't have Sean Murphy though, so.
Yeah, no, not that. I'm just saying, because it's confusing for me, on the Braves side of this, just looking at just stats. I can't see it's weird why you would trade all this to get a worse version of the player you already have, unless
he's a much better pitching caller. He's a much better fielder for sure, 100%.
Yeah,
how important that is. Right? It's pretty important.
Let me go look at. I'm gonna go look into their frame.
The Brewers can obviously be dangerous when you have Woodruff and Burns back to back.
Yeah.
If their rotation can be a little bit longer, they can be dangerous. Their bullpen is pretty decent. They got rid of Hader, and then Hader turned back to his own self, so that doesn't look good. Mm-hmm. This is another. They're not as bad as the Reds, but it's one that just frustrates me because they have a really good core. They just need one more big bat, and they could win that division.
You think somehow the Brewers trade Corbin Burns?
I hope not.
It wouldn't shock me, but that would be the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah. I know they said something about, or the rumors about him getting traded not that long ago.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what you guys thought about that.
Yeah.
Do you think he's getting traded or?
I think he probably will, considering what they just did with Hader, because they think they have Woodruff and that's enough, and they think they have some young guy that's just going to be as good as him, and that's just absurd. People view prospects way too highly in this fleet. Like
but
prospects are a 10% shot in the dark that they're going to even be average.
I think most prospects, but they're like if we're talking like the top 50, I can understand. Not top, like top 20 prospects. I can understand why.
Hader's return was jack shit.
No, Hader's return was horrible, but I can understand why someone would like overvalue them. But like, yeah, most prospects never turn out. Like Will Myers was. Look, yeah, that's all you need to say. Will Myers.
Yeah, I don't, the Brewers just infuriate me. I don't know.
They're very weird. They're very.
They have a good core. They can
they're
do so much more.
cheapskate, but like not cheapskate at the same time. It's very.
Yeah, like they've randomly signed Yasmani Grandal. They randomly signed like these pretty decent players. They just refuse to take the next step.
Yeah. Now it's like because you think about it, who in that division? It's basically what?
It's the Cardinals and the Brewers.
Yeah, it's the Cardinals and the Brewers. Sometimes the Cubs, like 2016, they'll pop out when and that's never gonna happen again. The 2016
they have another 100
Cubs
years yet.
was one of the
I
most.
think Cardinals got that division unlocked.
I
How
think
many
so,
years
too.
are we separated from that?
Dude, almost what?
7 years. So now
7
they have
years?
101 years to go to their next ring.
Yeah, like that was the most. That the stars aligned for the Cubs to win that World Series. They had like multiple like young guys come up at the right time. Rizzo, Baez, Chris Bryant, all at the right time. Ben Zobrist played a big part in that World Series run. Love that guy. I don't think anybody will ever play like Ben Zobrist did. Like that was so random that year.
Yeah, that's true.
You're never gonna get that out of a utility guy ever again in the MLB. I don't think.
Yeah. Well, next team is a very weird one. The Pittsburgh Pirates, who I think will be half decent this year.
Yeah.
I don't disagree.
If they don't trade Reynolds, and if they have one of their young arms, maybe two, do good. Look out. I would just say it. They have a good core. You have Hayes, you have Reynolds, you have Cruz. They signed Santana. Look out! I don't know. They don't have any depth. They have no depth. Zero depth.
Zero. That's the problem I have with them. But my biggest problem with the Pirates, and at the end of the day, it has nothing to do with who's on the team. They're the Pirates.
Yeah.
Like you expect them to disappoint.
Nicest stadium in the league. That's all they got.
Such a small market, fucking Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Like, come
so
on,
small.
bro. Look at the Steelers. That's not a small market.
No.
Shut up.
Absolute coke.
Shut up. Like, look, I mean, if you're gonna call Pittsburgh a small market, you got to call Philly a small market because they're basically brothers.
they're one-to-one comps. It's pretty ridiculous.
Even though we got one.
You just say that Philly is a small market. Hold on.
No, that is not what he said.
Okay.
Here comes the guy who does no baseball.
Yeah. Go ahead, Cody. What are you gonna say?
My chair. The 49ers won. They beat the Cowboys.
Yeah, this is a baseball podcast. Go ahead and stop that talk. We don't care.
Lose to the Eagles next week. All that just lose to the Eagles next week.
Yeah, literally. Okay, off topic. Fuck football. This ain't a football.
That's coming Thursday.
Yeah, for real.
And the former Pirate MVP is back on the team.
That's
also,
true,
so.
And he's not a bad bat. He's a half decent bat still.
Yeah, no.
So like, I'm honestly saying, if the Pirates can have some of these young arms do half decent, look out.
Yeah.
Next is the Cardinals. I think it's the pretty obvious winner of the division.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. There's no.
They just got Yadi Molina retired, and they replaced him with Wilson Contreras. That's pretty.
Yeah, it's kind of wild.
Somebody who is 10 times better than Yadi.
Oh God! Don't alert the Cardinals fans. Oh.
Well, hold on. I gotta update my hot takes. But
literally.
I think the Cardinals. I mean, they're gonna win this division unless, barring a Brewers prospect breaking out. I think the Cardinals have this kind of in the bed. Well, I don't know, because the Brewers, it was a race last year. It was still close, which is bizarre. If you look at the Cardinals roster, there's no shot this should be close. This should be a wash.
Overwhelmingly, they had Goldschmidt playing at MVP level. Nolan Arenado is one of the best third basemen in the league. You don't know what he can do. I mean,
yeah. No, they're stacked everywhere. It's kind of insane. I mean, there's not much they didn't do. They didn't do too much. Like you said, they got Contreras, who's solid.
Yep.
It's an upgrade from Molina, in my opinion. Maybe not defensively, but I mean, offensively, it is.
Oh, for sure. I mean, look, you're never going to be like he was one of the defensive gods of the catcher position. You're never really going to be able to replace that. But I mean, also, bro might as well have just been standing there and watched the ball because, bro could not hit. Sad.
No.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Oh, I didn't do my rundown of the or did I? Oh, yeah, we're done with the Central now. Okay.
Yep.
I'll do a quick rundown of the Central. I think Cardinals run away with it. Brewers come in second. I think everybody else misses the play. I mean, I think everybody other than the Cardinals misses the playoffs.
Yeah. Brewers might sneak in, but it's
Brewers
going to depend.
sneak in.
I really think that's going to depend on how the East and West play out.
Which we'll go to the West now. The Arizona Diamondbacks. Look out!
Yeah. Look out! I mean, they're doing something. They're doing something.
Like they got really good.
I mean, Evan Longoria is going to win a ring this year. Sad to say it.
I mean, they got a decent rotation. They have really young, good prospects. They have some solid veteran pieces. If Ketel Marte can kind of be not last year Ketel Marte,
yeah, literally,
then the Diamondbacks could sneak into the playoffs. They really could. Dom, I don't know if you're too familiar with the Diamondbacks. If you had to guess the last time they made the playoffs, what do you think it would be?
I'm saying 2008, 2009.
2017.
Yeah.
Like,
what? Really?
They're not, they're not that
far.
That
was the J.D. Martinez era, right?
Yes. Yeah. They're not that far removed from being good. People forget that. Yeah, they've been horrid the past few seasons.
Yeah, after J.D. Martinez left, it was a wash, but...
because they went into rebuilding, and now all those prospects that they've been getting are coming back. Yeah. The Diamondbacks could do something. I'd be a little worried if I were them. I would not be
surprised at all. I would
not, or if I were anybody else in that division.
I would not be surprised.
Next is the Rockies.
Talk about the next team.
Yeah.
All right.
Next we have the Colorado Rockies.
All right.
Next we have the Los Angeles Dodgers. Yeah, I'm gonna kill myself.
Yep. I'll take this one. I got you. Yeah. So basically, the Dodgers lost their best pitcher, not named Clayton Kershaw or Trevor May or.
Hold on.
They re-signed Clayton Kershaw.
Hold on. I'm gonna say this may be by. We got Thor Syndergaard, who I think our pitching guru Mark Pryor, our pitching coach, can transform him into a god. I genuinely think that. Look what he did with Tyler Anderson last year. Like, who the fuck is that? And then he almost had a Cy Young season. Like, I mean, we're obviously the Dodgers are still going to make the playoffs. I don't know if they win the division this year, just because they have so much youth everywhere else. I mean, they got Mookie, obviously. They got Freddie, obviously. They got Muncy, who's the definition of mid. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. They have Chris Taylor, who's mid. And then they have Lux, mid. Then they have a bunch of young guys everywhere else. I mean, it's Dodger prospects, so they're probably going to be good. But
I wouldn't call Max Muncy mid. I'd call him dog shit until the postseason, which apparently is where he activated. But listen. When you're the Dodgers, you know what? Having one guy, two to three guys activate in the postseason is better than not. Because you're probably going to make the postseason.
I'm going to say this. This is actually one of the most exciting seasons. Excited I've been for a season for the Dodgers in a while, because every time we get in the playoffs these past few years, I mean, other than 2020, obviously, it's like they don't care. It feels like a regular season game when I watch how they act. Like, I want to see these young guys get in, like these dudes that aren't making hundreds of millions of dollars every season. I want to see what they do in October, because they're probably going to take it a little bit more seriously, I think. Yeah. I get that feeling, like, sometimes when I watch Dodger playoff baseball, they don't care.
You know, I have a feeling, honestly, and I don't know why, that some of these guys just get burnt out, and it's very weird when you see the Dodgers.
Yeah, no, true.
Because I mean, if you never had to try, and then all of a sudden you did have to try, how would you adapt?
Yeah, exactly. Which
is why I think it's why they won the 2020 World Series, because every game counted. There was not a single game you could take off. You had to win at least 30 games that season. I said when that season got announced, I was like, all right, the Rays win 40 games, we're in, and we did. I was glad.
Yeah.
But
Well,
so every game counted.
Rays always find a way.
Other than 2021, since 2014, once it hits June, the Dodgers are playing for nothing, pretty much until October. So like it's a mindset, as you said. And we're gonna move on to, I think, I will probably win the division. The Padres probably will. I mean, how can you think they won't? I mean,
I could see it.
Xander.
Oh yeah, that's a big one.
Their rotation is a little spotty still. Yeah. But their offense is going to destroy.
I think they're going to have a very, very... I think they're going to be the better version of what the 2021 or 2022 Phillies were. I really do. I think they're going to be very offensively focused, and hopefully the pitching can step up. Because the Phillies, I mean, if we're being honest, defensively, they were garbage. Horrible.
Yeah.
And I think the Padres are a little bit better defensively. I mean, Manny Machado, Tatis...
yeah, that's fair.
And, their pitching staff, I think, is...
Well, Tatis sucks defensively, but...
Yeah. I mean,
he's going to be in the outfield this season.
Everybody has one.
He's going to be in the outfield this season because they have Bogarts.
Exactly. So I think that, honestly, that might be good for him. I think that might be the change he needs.
I think so.
I mean, they were 11th in ERA last season, 2.41 in average, but I think with the addition of Xander, watch out.
Watch out,
and they lost Tatis last year, so really watch out.
Yeah. They signed their second best bullpen arm back too.
Right back.
So on a 5-year deal.
Yeah, but it's kind of a weird thing though because watch out, but it's the Padres still.
Oh yeah, you're
right. You know how many times since 2014 when they put that Matt Kemp lineup together, we've been saying look out for the Padres. And it seems like even last year, granted, they beat the Dodgers in the playoffs, but I mean, like during the regular season, though, the Dodgers owned them. Granted, that doesn't matter once you get to the playoffs, but we can't just be saying the Padres have this in the bag because
Oh no, Dodgers are right behind them.
I personally saw the Padres winning the division. I think.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I think the San Francisco Giants with Aaron Judge and
And Carlos Correa. Yeah, that's a dangerous 1-2 punch at the top of the lineup. Yeah, you have just think how scary that is. You got Correa, you got Judge, and then Peterson back to back.
Pretty good.
Oh, wait, you mean to tell me that the only good bat the San Francisco Giants have right now is Jock Peterson? Oh, okay. Yeah. This team is going to be abhorrently dog shit. This team will not win. I'll save it for my hot takes. But
a lot of their team is older on the older side too.
Still, that was their problem last year. They have no youth, and then the one youth they had to come in and replace Buster Posey shit the bed. He sucked.
Yeah,
he was no Adley Rutschman.
And then they got who do they have? Shortstop. What's his name? I forget his name. Brandon Crawford. And they still have Brandon Crawford starting, I believe.
Yeah, pretty mid. They let Brandon Belt go, which is weird considering he just had a career year in 2021. And then they signed...
They just got Mitch Haniger. Watch the last name. But
he's all
pretty
right.
Solid, but it's not what they need.
And they signed Manea, who had just his worst career season last year. So I don't know what they saw. I mean, you can always fix people, of course.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they obviously have one of the best pitchers in the NL West with Webb.
Logan Webb.
Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing to them.
Yeah. They also just got Michael Conforto, which is just like another Mitch Haniger, mid.
Yeah.
He'll get it done, but he's very inconsistent. He's not gonna.
Yeah. Well, I'll run through what I think. I think Dodgers win the division. I think Dodgers get in the wild card. I don't think anybody else makes it, but I do think the Diamondbacks get very close to making it, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, just like the Orioles at the end of the season last year.
They got pretty close something like that. That's what
I would love to see that for the NL West. I think that'd be healthy, because that division has been kind of owned for a little bit right there.
Yeah, for a while. It's about time for some competitive. I want it because I want the Dodgers actually playing for. Yeah, I want us playing for something in the September. Yeah. All right, well, that about wraps up the National League. We'll head over to the American League now. It's already been 30 minutes? Try to burn through this a little more.
Yep.
So we got the Baltimore Orioles. Look out!
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Look out!
This division's weird. You could sell me any of these teams.
You really could. You could
sell me any of them.
I hate it as a race fan. I really do.
I obviously. I mean, okay, the Orioles might be a pitch or two away, honestly, but if they get a prospect to actually produce, they could.
Grayson Rodriguez, watch out.
Yeah.
And then we had the Boston Red Sox who had.
Now that's the team I would.
They had a really weird year last year. I don't think that was them.
It wasn't, but think about this now. That's them. That was them with Xander. Now they don't have him.
Yeah, they're expecting a lot out of Trevor Story. They really are.
And I feel bad for him because
that guy outside of coach.
He really isn't. He really isn't. And I don't know what their GM was thinking. Not signing Xander back. Not focusing on him a little bit.
Yeah, and just giving Story that money is weird.
That's a very unraised move. And
he had a below 700 OPS outside of Coors.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. James Boone
that's
is from
real
the Rays think tank, so it's a very unraised move to see from.
But they still have Devers.
Yeah, they
signed Justin Turner. They still got Kike. They still got Verdugo.
They
still got a half decent. They still got a half decent starter. They can still win this division if they can get hot.
Yeah.
Problem is,
I think the X factor for them is going to be how Chris Sale performs this year.
Yeah, if he plays.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wait, we have Kluber on the. Wait, hold on. Did we have Kluber on the notes for the who? I'm very confused right now.
Kluber's on the Red Sox. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kluber got signed to the Red Sox, and Kimbrel is a Philly. That's.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I was.
And then I guess they grabbed Adam Duvall. I mean, that's kind of.
Both of them are also out of their prime, pitchers that are just not going to do good anyway.
I mean, let me see. Adam Duvall hit .213 last year with a 700 OPS. I mean, that's a whatever signing. It's congratulations, Xander Bogaerts.
They also got Masataka Yoshida.
I mean, you know what? I always love to see these hype Japanese prospects, but
they don't turn out.
They don't. Shohei Ohtani is a unicorn, man. An absolute unicorn. In every sense of the word. You're never going to find another hitter like him from Japan because, the guys over there are throwing, mid-high 80s fastball.
Well, who was the guy the Cubs signed last year?
Oh, Seiya Suzuki's good, too. He's good. But
yeah, he's solid, but, we haven't heard his name since.
Yeah, Cubs fans probably have, because I hear Eddie talk about him all the time, but then you look at the Rays who signed you.
Well, we'll hit the Yankees first. I mean, they're probably going to be good. I don't see them. I mean, Judge is not going to repeat last year. I don't care.
No.
That's tough. There's no shot he does.
See,
and he was their offense last year. He straight up was. You saw it in the playoffs. He sucked in the playoffs, and they didn't win.
It's true. It's true. I think the problem with the Yankees is you see it they can't slump, right? They just can't. If they slump, then New York media, I feel so bad. I really do.
Oh, they get
destroyed, and it's
they
dude,
the shit out of them.
It's got to be just draining mentally, because I know if 100%. I had one bad game and all of a sudden there's a hit piece out for me in the media, I would just be like, well, fuck this.
Yeah. I mean, look at Joey Gallo. He was one of the worst hitters of all time on the Yankees, and then when he went to the Dodgers, I mean, he wasn't amazing, but he was half decent.
Yeah, that's another name to look out for. That's another thing. The shipping band, huge. Massive.
That's actually massive.
Massive. We got to talk about.
I don't think
it later, but
is it in place this year?
Yeah,
it is.
Yes, this year.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
So
yeah,
I think the Yankees really screwed the pooch there because if they could have kept him for this year.
No, I think he's gonna have a very good year this year.
I think so.
But yeah, you also add Carlos Rodon to that already nasty rotation.
That is true.
The Yankees have.
Damn. But if they're not producing offensively, because that's basically it. The New York Yankees are Aaron Judge and friends. Let's not get it twisted.
Yeah, offensively.
Yeah.
Offensively,
they get swept.
They're not getting. Matt Carpenter's not doing that again. It's not happening. It's not happening. Matt Carpenter's not repeating his performance from last year.
I'd also love to see the Yankees just fall off a cliff. Fuck the Yankees.
I would love to see the Yankees fall off a cliff. I hate the Yankees, but I mean, like I said, Matt Carpenter's not going to reproduce what he did last year. Nestor, I don't think he's going to repeat what he did last year either.
Yeah. But they got Rizzo back. Rizzo played really well last year.
See, I'm torn on Rizzo because, like, on the one part, yeah, he was playing pretty good at the beginning of the year, but I mean, did he really make any noise like past the All-Star break?
Hold on one second.
Let me look at his postseason stats. Maybe I'm tweaking, but I mean, yeah, he had a pretty good OPS. Can't blame him there.
All-Star break. 162 at bat. He bat 222 with a 326 OBP.
What was his slugging?
A 444.
I mean,
I'm
you know,
coming right
I mean,
back where we are right now.
we're talking about how Anthony Rizzo fell off a cliff. In the second
Oh yeah,
yeah, you're right. He did.
Yeah, but like I said, he made no noise. I know because I had to watch this guy play against the Rays, and
But he played.
I was.
I mean,
glad
the Yankees. Their bullpen's not good.
It's not.
Their bullpen's just not good. They're not winning this division this year.
I agree.
I'm
obviously very biasedly I agree, but also like from an unbiased
they'll
standpoint,
make the playoffs.
like they've got a good rotation, and that's gonna be like about it for them. I mean, Aaron Judge, like I said, Matt Carpenter's not repeating what he did last year. That was like a big part of that Yankees run. I mean, like I can't even think of other. Anthony Rizzo, he's gonna hit for power. That's about it.
Yeah.
Carl Schwarber.
I mean, yeah, he's just a poor man's Schwarber. He's not better. I mean, Nestor Cortez, he could. I think Nestor is nasty. He could repeat what he did last year, but realistically, is he? No. The only player I like on the Yankees is number 68, Jacob Barnes, born in St. Petersburg, Florida. Shout out to the homie.
Oh my god.
That's about it, though. I mean.
Yeah, well, I think that's we can move to the Rays then. So
Poverty.
Yeah, I got this, bro.
Poverty,
Zach Eflin,
but they'll make the playoffs somehow.
Poverty. Okay, let's.
Zach Eflin would be a beast. Insane. They just got to put him in in the bullpen.
No, what the hell, dude? Listen.
What do you mean, no? He's not a good starter.
Yeah, well, yes, he is. Have you seen what happens to pitchers when they come to the Tampa Bay Devil Rays? There's a reason we have the 4th best ERA in the league, brother. Pitchers come here and we put them on some special juice, man. I don't know what it is, but the Rays have...
Yeah. Get him tested. If Zach Eflin goes off, then something's going on.
Dude, listen, I'm just saying, I don't know if anybody who's watched Rays games last year can tell you. Peter Fairbanks is him. Let me tell you. Jason Adam is him. All right, let me tell you. Tyler Glasnow? Do I have to tell you about Tyler Glasnow?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, we didn't see much of him last year.
Well, because he was injured, dummy. Like, come on.
No,
the problem with the Tampa Bay Rays is offensively, who's going to get it going this year? That's the key question. Because last year, I mean, Randy kind of struggled. I mean, Wander was injured most of the year. I mean, it was a bunch of no-names like Yu Chang coming up and just doing his thing. A lot of time for
Randy's not going to do good unless it's the postseason. So
I mean, have you seen him in the postseason lately? I think it's going to come down to the fact that the Rays have probably one of the best pitching staffs in baseball.
I mean, yeah, they'll be in the playoff race. 100%.
I mean, Jeffrey Springs, MLB The Show legend Jeffrey Springs, actually, like, I don't know what they did to him, but that he did not look. He did not look like. Let's see. Before last year, he had a 9-5 record with a 2.46 ERA and 135 innings. I mean, before he came to the Rays, I mean, let's see. Yeah, in 2020 he had a 7 ERA. In 2019 with Texas he had a 6 ERA. The Rays get him for 2 seasons. He's already at 2.46 as a starter.
Yeah.
And
by the way, I said, the Rays will be in the running.
By the way, he was a bullpen arm before he came to the Rays. We converted him to a starter. So I'm just saying.
No, I mean the Rays will be in the
they're in the playoffs. I don't know if they'll win the division. They have the potential to. If we get going.
No, I don't think
they need a bat.
I think we'll get a bat.
They still need a bat. They really do.
I think, but the problem is like the Rays have a very group mentality of like get everything you can out of who you can.
Oh, that's true.
So I mean, like it's next man up kind of mentality. So I think hopefully, like Brandon Lau kind of slumped last year. All of our good hitters just had an off year last year, and our pitching was amazing. So hopefully.
They go back to doing good. The Rays are just going to trade him for prospects anyway.
Disagree. Our owner's starting to spend money. I'm actually kind of excited.
Coping.
Anyway,
I mean, it's the truth.
Anyway, the last team in the division, the Toronto Blue Jays. I mean,
Mid. The definition
No.
of mid.
they'll take a step up from
No, I
last
think they're
year.
winning it. I think they're gonna win it.
They could.
I
They
disagree.
easily could.
Kevin
They
Kiermaier
got a
is going
nice
to drag them
bullpen
down. You guys
piece.
aren't understanding.
I mean that is true. I forgot about
One of
him.
the most random signings of all history.
But
They got Chris Bassett. He's pretty good. He's a good bullpen.
I think the Blue Jays can still. I mean, great offense, good pitching, good bullpen. Well,
Bo Bichette needs to step up.
okay bullpen. Bo Bichette needs to step up for sure. But if he does,
They're scary.
I think the Bull.
I mean,
I think
they had the best.
Blue Jays.
They had the best average in the league last year. So I mean, but their ERA was 15th in the league. So the pitching, I think, is.
This is hard.
Got Dalton Varsho and
Yeah, I
one
think
of the
Dalton
better
Varsho is going to
defensive outfields in the league.
I'm gonna get a
also.
quick rundown of this division. It's tough. How many teams from one division can make it? Is it
3?
fuck? Man.
Yeah, 3's max. Because what? 2
Well,
wild
is it?
card, one
Yeah.
2 wild card, one.
I'm gonna go with Blue Jays win the division.
Well, it could probably be 4 now, right? 'Cause
I'm gonna
there's 2 wild
say
cards.
Blue.
I
don't know.
I think it's Rays, Blue Jays,
This
Yankees.
is-
Personally.
I think Orioles get in.
Over who? The
Yeah, I like
Rays?
the Orioles.
I don't know. That's the thing.
I think they're a year or two away. But
This
they're
is the
close.
toughest division to predict.
Oh,
We'll
it's
jump
tough.
into it more when we do an
Yeah,
actual
I mean, this
prediction.
is the toughest division in baseball. It's tough for everything. Predictions.
Now we have the best division in baseball.
Oh yes.
The AL Central. Just absolute firepower everywhere you look. You got the White Sox, who did pretty much
Benintendi.
nothing. You signed
Well,
Benintendi.
They
Oh
signed
boy.
Benintendi.
You got the Cleveland Guardians, who did nothing. Oh boy, you signed Mike Zeno and
Josh
Josh
Bell.
Bell. Oh
Yeah,
no.
they got Josh Bell.
Yeah, the Detroit Tigers, stagnant. You got the Royals. Oh boy,
Chapman.
you got Chapman.
Yeah.
Then the Minnesota Twins. You have to win this division
You have
this year.
to. It's
If you
They just
don't,
Gallo.
you're pathetic.
Yeah, you know what? All these moves they're making, there's no way they don't. I mean, if they don't, then just sell
If
the
Correa
sell
can
the team.
be his Astro self, they win. If he does what he did
Oh,
last year, I
but-
don't know.
Here's the problem I
Huh.
have with Correa, right? Like, there's a reason the Giants and the Mets didn't sign him. Like, what's going on
Yeah.
there?
It was his knee. He has screws inside of his knee. The
So they were
teams
messed up about
don't
that.
trust to. Yeah, they don't trust to give him a long-term contract.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah, that's smart.
I guess.
I mean, 6 years isn't that bad. but
Yeah, the Twins aren't gonna get too screwed if he doesn't perform. But
Well, and they got
there's
Gallo,
teams
and with the
offering like 11
shift,
years on older players, so 6 years isn't that bad.
they got Gallo, and with the shift, I think Gallo can be a big weapon. I think the Twins win. I don't think anybody else makes it.
the White
Tim
Sox,
Anderson's a free agent
Yeah.
after this year. I don't think the White Sox. They should resign him. Honestly, they don't
should
have anything
resign him,
else.
Yeah. The
They
White
need
Sox
to. They
could make a
kind of need.
miracle
Or
run,
trade him.
but
Trade him to get something.
Or you could trade him. Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll see where the White Sox are. If they're not in the running of things, I do think they trade Tim Anderson.
yeah, we'll see.
Um,
I think
oh,
by
for sure.
he'll be dealt by June if they're not winning.
But I think the Twins have to win this division. I mean,
They should
come
win
on.
this division. It's going to take a White Sox miracle.
They should win it by a lot.
And the Tigers
not
did
even
underperform
close.
last year, but they got rid of Soto. The Tigers are another weird franchise. Like, what are you doing?
It's
like-
awkward. It's very
I
It
do
doesn't
like
make
Matt
sense.
Verling that they just got. He's a beast. Defensive fucking loser though, but he was
Yeah.
a pretty good hitter for the Phillies.
Well, next we have the AL West. I mean, the Astros are gonna win the division.
Yeah, you see, the
Yeah.
problem I have with the Astros is the fact that they just won a World Series with a negative. Wasn't it a negative?
You know what? I take that back. The Mariners won this division.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
disagree.
Mariners
I
are
think,
looking
unironically, I don't remember what the stat was, but what's his face? Yuli Gurriel was negative in some like stat offensively, and they just got a guy who was like at 4 of that stat. I can't remember the exact stat off my head. That's all.
Right, but in the second half, though, the Mariners and Astros were pretty much dead even everywhere
yeah, but I
in
mean,
the
like,
second half.
other than Justin Verlander leaving, did they really lose anything?
No, but that's a big spot in their regular season.
That is true,
That's a
but like
big hole.
yeah, that is true, but the thing is, like, once they got to the postseason, bro, was basically
They didn't need him, yeah.
they didn't need him. So I think the thing is their pitching staff is so dominant. It's great. It's great. It's amazing to
Yeah.
watch. I love watching them. They are just
Yeah, I mean, they'll
shitty
make the
franchise,
playoffs for sure, no matter
cheaters, but man, their pitching is.
They'll make the playoffs, and then we have another team I just don't want to talk about. We have the trade of fucking Mike Trout, you absolute shithole.
And Shohei.
See, the
Oh
thing,
my
the
god, dude.
Angels.
Well, Shohei is a free agent anyway. Why? Okay, the Angels are trading Shohei if they're not in it. They have to, because he's a free agent after this year. That's going to be a big topic. If they're not in it, he's gone.
They got the GOAT, Brett Phillips. So.
That's right.
Yeah, you're right. No, like they're just they're
Drury's
another
not
annoying
bad.
one. They need pitching. They don't get pitching. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Your offense is
but
okay.
then they do try to get pitching. Like they signed Thor, and bro just stunk it up. Like they.
Yeah, but if that's
so
your
weird.
big ace you're planning, that's
So
weird.
They're
Why were
such
you
a
not
weird
in on
team.
DeGrom? Like they weren't
Literally,
even
I
in on
threw
him.
my whole fucking check at him instead of Drury.
Right.
I just don't.
It's-
Their owner needs to sell the team.
Yeah, it's another one where they need to send. And then we're gonna go to another one that needs to sell. The Oakland A's.
They just need to move.
They need to sell. Well, the
Trevor
Oakland
May.
A's, I think they're tanking just
to get
move.
They're taking for Las Vegas, bro. They're not even taking for a draft
Yeah,
pick.
they're trying to make Oakland not want them. Like
As they
it's
should.
pretty
Honestly,
obvious.
I don't even blame them because like.
Why does Oakland have a team?
For real, they don't need.
Like San Francisco has one. They're literally like 10 minutes apart.
Yeah.
And then the A's did nothing really. I mean, they made the Murphy trade, which they got some young talent. They'll be good in 5-6 years.
Yeah, eventually. Yeah.
Or they won't. They'll trade those people. Again
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
whatever. But
They'll
and
make
then
the playoffs,
Mariners.
the wild card, trade them all.
Mariners. They got T.O. They got Pollock. They upgraded their offense some more. Their pitching was solid. They don't have any holes. Maybe the back end of the bullpen. That's it. I think the Mariners can win
Mariners
this
look good.
division.
They
Especially
could.
with,
It's hard to not see the Astros. I don't know, because it did kind of take like a Jeremy Pena like absolute breakout.
Yeah,
Which
that is true.
I don't think he's gonna repeat that, but I mean he could.
Pitching also has to replicate what they did last year.
Which I think they can.
Always, they can, but it's not just.
It's
you can't
not
just
easy.
count on that.
You can't count, but they can. Like
Especially
the
with,
pitching staff, it wasn't a fluky pitching staff. That's the one thing the Astros I think have done pretty well with these last couple of years is having that pitching staff. Because like we're not gonna act like they haven't been to the World Series like what?
Yeah.
4 times?
Well, at least the CS and the World Series. Yeah.
Like I mean, like we're talking borderline dynasty if they weren't big fucking cheaters.
Yeah, for the first part of it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like if they win, if they
I
somehow
still think Mariners win.
they could.
I think the
can see
Mariners
it.
can.
I don't think they can't.
Especially
Which is
if
good news
Julio
for Mariners.
Rodriguez plays like he did last year or any better. Like he was a beast last year. So if he could play like he did last year, any better than he did last year, I don't know. Well, they got swept by the Astros, so never mind.
I mean,
thought they
yeah,
did
but
better
listen. The Mariners and the Yankees. I mean, 2 new terms got coined that postseason. You have the Mariners sweep and the Yankees sweep. The Mariners put up a fight.
Yeah. Those
Yeah,
games
they
were
did.
close.
The
It wasn't
Yankees
like
did not put up
7-8.
a fight against the Astros. Okay, that's what's scary. That is what is scary to me. The Mariners looked better than the Yankees.
Well,
Yeah.
and then this is a team, the Rangers, that I think suffers from the AL East being too good. I think they could be a borderline playoff team, but they're not going to make it just because the AL East is going to fill the bracket.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Here's my X factor for them, and what I'm really excited for, and it's not DeGrom. I think Corey Seager is about to be a 300 hitter this year.
He has to be
Yeah.
if
I
they
think
want
he
to be
will.
good.
The shift, I mean, look at his ex-Woba last
That's
year
true.
was putrid. Bro was getting so unlucky, and the shift took away so much. I think he had a shift on him like 97% of his at-bats.
Yeah.
And you think about that, that's gone. 97 of his at-bats where the ball got hit straight to somebody, just sitting in the outfield, gone. No more.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So I think
he needs to play like what he got signed for too.
now
Defensively, he wasn't very good.
My question is, with the banning of the shift, are we going to see first baseman moving over against left-handed hitters? Or?
I think so.
I think they have to, right? Because like,
Or you mean against righties?
against righties. No,
What do you mean moving over against lefty? Like closer to the foul line?
Yeah, no, close. Can they even? I guess they can't stand over there, can they? Yeah, no, they're screwed.
Yeah.
The people again. Corey Seager is about to be a 300 hitter, folks. I hate to say it.
I think he could be.
He's about to.
He's a beast.
He's about to.
And the people
dominate.
that were saying the shift is a bad thing, you don't know what they're talking about. They're just people that are they have a stick up their ass and want the game to be the same every year. The shift is so horrible for the sport of baseball, at least to the extent that it was.
Yeah.
People hear the ban shift, and what they think it is that nobody can move. They think they have to stay in that same place. Okay, it's just 2 people can only be on each side of second base in the dirt. You can't have 3 people on one side. Like, you can still move around in there. It's just nobody. I was getting so sick of seeing a 110 mile an hour line drive caught in right field by the fucking third baseman.
Yeah.
Like, you can't. Like, why are we punishing people for doing the hardest thing in sports, squaring up a baseball? Like, it made no sense. It's just ridiculous.
It is. The only good thing that ever came out of the shift is that, those random times when you just randomly see, like, the second baseman going and you'd have 4 outfielders. That was the only good thing about it. It was funny to see. It usually, like, didn't work because, I mean, it was only against, like, Joey Gallo I ever saw it in person one time with the Rays. But, like, that was the coolest thing to see. Everything else was just, it's the same every time to every batter. It's like,
yeah, exactly. Like, I don't like.
It's annoying. It's not fun to watch.
Right. If they hit a 110 mile an hour ground ball, I don't care if it's a ground ball. It hit 110 miles an hour. If it finds a hole, finds a hole. Yeah. Why is the third baseman in right field?
But on the opposite side of it, I understand that people. Here's the thing: when you're a lefty-dominated lineup, of course you want to see the shift banned. But of course, people with righty-dominated lineups never want to see the shift banned. But it's got to be banned. It's not good for the MLB. Like the reason the sport is dying is because, number one, the unwritten rules. But that's a whole different.
Well, that's the it's growing in popularity, and I think this will just shoot it even farther.
I agree.
With more offense, better plays, and you're going to see better fielding plays. You're going to see. Like, much better, like, people are going to have to dive for the ball more often now because there's less people on one side. Yeah. Like, it's such a good... And another thing, pitch clock's a great thing as well.
Oh, my God.
I'm sorry. I don't want to
see
see this dumb pitcher stand on the mound for a minute, shake off 10 pitches just to throw a loop in the batter's head. Like, shut up. Throw the ball.
Listen,
if your stuff's bad, just admit it.
I don't think people... Like, I don't get where the hate for the pitch clock is coming from, because
they think that it's ruining you're not even going to notice it.
Yeah, like I've been since the pitch clock got added to minor league baseball games, I've probably been to 30 or 40 games.
Oh, it shaves off like 30, 45 minutes. Oh my God,
at least these guys don't need to be sitting here, swaddling their cock, grabbing their gloves every
fiddling
pitch.
with their testicles and shit.
No. Like, come on, get in the box. If you gotta adjust your gloves, do your get in the box. Let's hit. Let's pitch. I don't want to see this dude humping his hand.
Pitchers are such fucking babies too.
Oh my God! Don't get me
started. Trevor Plouffe said the one time, like they all the unwritten rules are favoring pitchers. They strike somebody out, they can fist pump, but you dare drop your bat against them after getting a home run. Oh, you're getting a fucking death threat B missile to the neck.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
What?
And honestly, I think I don't get it at all. I don't get it. Like, how can you play this sport and be that big of a bitch? Like, come on. You got
hitting so much harder than pitching.
Exactly.
I don't want to fucking hear it.
Especially after you
so much harder.
You got a pitch pimped off you, take your stripes, and get on to the next batter, man. Just ignore them if you really hate it that much.
100%.
Just ignore them. In fact, hitting them only proves that they're right. You suck.
Well, you know how bad it is too.
Yeah.
Like these people that think that they're ruining. No. These people that think that they're ruining the game.
Oh my God. But,
they are mad about the bases being an inch bigger too.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Like, this is the stupidest thing ever.
Why are you upset? It's going to lessen injuries.
All they're doing, literally, it's the stupidest thing ever. It's not like they're adding a couple inches over to the foul side. It's not like they're.
Yeah.
It's a non-argument. Listen, in softball, or I don't know if it's softball, a lot of leagues, lower leagues have it because, number one, usually like you're running on the foul line anyway.
Right.
Oh, and
Right,
like,
they had that extra base to the side.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they haven't even done that. Like,
Yeah.
I get being upset maybe if they did that,
but I mean,
Ah.
listen. Now I think what people are really like, and what I'm excited about is I actually think that's going to increase stealing with the shift ban and the new
100%.
the look
And
off
with
rules.
the pitch clock, I
The
want
pitch clock
stealing to
and the
come
look
back.
off.
Stealing is so good for baseball.
And it will. I think number one, you know how many times people are like an inch or two off a stolen base? Now they're there.
Yeah.
They're there.
100%.
And number one, and number
Stealing
two,
is good.
now that I think it's one, you get to throw the ball over like twice, and then you have to
Yeah,
pitch.
you can only do it a certain amount of times.
And
It's
that
so
is
much
gonna
more
be,
strategy.
oh my
cool.
god, it's gonna be so amazing to see how these speedsters play around these pitchers. I cannot wait to see these bozos get exposed for how bad they are. I cannot wait to see these pitchers have to sweat on the mound. I'm so excited. Baseball's back, baby.
100%. These people, the old heads.
I hate old heads. So
it's not even old heads. It's not even old heads. That's the thing. It's also like these corny ass like high school to college level people that are like,
dude, it's all these. No, it's the beer leaguers,
like,
bro.
bro.
It's these beer leaguers that played in high school, bro. They're like, well,
Yeah, like,
in my day,
stealing is so good for the game of there's a reason postseason baseball is loved. Stealing matters in October. It doesn't really matter in the regular season, but if you can steal a base in October, bro,
because like
watch out.
The reason that is, and when you think about it, you're playing the best teams in baseball, right? Like,
yeah,
you're playing the best pitching in baseball usually. I mean, unless you're going
you
against
you have to take your advantages when you can.
You have to, and it's so important. And I think that stealing is an underrated art. I think it's got to be taught like as like a necessity now with these changes.
It's amazing. I can't wait.
It's good. I can't even put in words how excited I am to see the offensive resurgence of baseball coming this year.
I think it'll be one of the most entertaining seasons of baseball.
It has to be. It 100% will be.
2019 was very entertaining. I think
very entertaining. Why was it entertaining? Because the balls were juiced.
Juice balls. We need that again as well.
I love the juice balls. I think the only people that don't like juice balls are again the biggest pussies on the mound.
Like Yankee fans, also they hate.
Oh yeah, Yankees fans.
Yankee fans. Oh my god, Yankee fans hate these rule changes. They're
of course
like, you're changing the game where we won 20 rings and 18 whatever. Not like rings before. All right, Yankee fans, rings before 1970 don't count. By the way, I'm just letting all of you know that. I hope all the Yankees fans know they don't count. By the way, in any of your arguments.
W.
Yeah, you take Babe Ruth, put him in today's baseball.
Number one, he ain't even getting.
He's not hitting 100. He's not hitting 100. I mean, no, not 100 miles an hour. He's not hitting .100 batting average.
Yeah, no, the game has evolved. Listen, Babe Ruth would smoke a cigar and eat a hot dog in the dugout. Like that's how baseball was back in the 1920s.
Right. The game needed to change, and it's going to get extremely more popular because of it. I can't wait.
Today's modern athlete, very rarely, there's a very rare case where you could say some older athletes might be able to, in any sport this is. Very rarely. I mean, like wilt.
Baseball's just different though. Baseball's different than like basketball in that because
the game
basketball, sure, some of the physical things like. Are a little different, but baseball, you add like 20 miles an hour to a pitch.
Yeah,
that's different than a bigger body.
Yeah, it's true. Like I think Wilt could come in and
Wilt could still do good in the NBA.
He could average
today.
20 a game. The dude was a
100%.
You could average 20. I think like maybe it'll take him a little bit of time to adjust to his NBA, but come on now, it's Wilt Chamberlain. Don't cap on my boy's name, but you take Babe Ruth, you take Mickey Mantle, you take these goats to the old game. And put them against Jacob deGrom, and let's see how it goes.
DeGrom would get them out almost every time. I guarantee it.
Yeah, it's the truth. Like you can't compare these old players because the game was so fundamentally different.
Yeah, well, we'll do an episode probably not next week. A prediction episode. We might do a baseball episode next week if anything big happens, but we'll see. As we get closer to spring training, we'll do like a in-depth kind of season prediction more so we won't get into playoffs today or anything, but I think we hit about everything we needed to. Shit, you want to hit my outro music?
Yep, got you, honky cracker.
But today was a pretty successful day, I think. Thank you everybody for tuning in. I'm gonna hit Cody for a let me unmute him though. I'm gonna hit Cody for a random baseball player. Cody, do you know anything about a random baseball player?
Yeah, I got a random baseball player for you guys today, and it's Mr. Chipper Jones.
It's just not that random to me. I'm sorry. That's like
Yeah, what was that, bro? Chipper Jones? Like, what?
One of the best hitters.
Alright, I think that's about us for all us
Orioles.
today.
What am I talking about? In Braves, that's just anyway.
For real, that was horrible. Alright, well, I think that's going to be it for all of us here at NPC Entertainment. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and we will see y'all on the flip.
Good try,
I
Cody.
hate
Bye.
you.